Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Judy Lee. You can find out more about what I do in the description box of the video. So today we're here to do a one card reading for each star sign essentially. So just a quick note on that. Essentially we are made up of all the signs, as in we exhibit all aspects of it. But because of the placements of where it fits into our chart, astrology chart, we might express more than the other. So for example, your sun is what you express to the world, whereas your moon sign is more about how you react emotionally, and then if your rising sign is then about first impressions, how you interact with people when you don't really know them. It's just the first impression that you give. So if that all sounds very complicated, then don't worry at all. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about it, and you can find out all these different signs by going to astro.com, and I'll put that in the link as well, just so that you have that there, and then if you have any questions, just let me know and I can answer them. But yeah, I just want to try something a bit different, so it'd be great to have your feedback to let you know if it resonates. It's just a quick reading just to give you some focus for the day, the week, just when you come across this video. So let's start with Cancer, because we're in the month of July. So let's see what the message for Cancer is. For our Cancerian friends. Okay. I was actually expecting it to be one card, but sometimes, that doesn't always happen that way. So for Cancerians, it's really interesting. I'll just move this across. Because at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Hangman. And so it may be... and when I say the bottom of the deck, that's normally just a theme. So when you come across this, perhaps you might be feeling a bit stuck, or maybe just in an internal reflective mode. And so, that's what this is saying, is that it's great. It's a time of reflection, especially at the moment in July with 5 planets in retrograde. It's really an opportunity to go back over old things, and you'll probably find naturally that these things are coming up anyway. So really spend that time going internally and meditating, or just seeing, just being with your feelings. And being a water sign, you're probably used to that, used to being in your emotions, and so it's it might be a bit easier for you to sit with that. And the idea is to really sit with that, because it's going to give you some enlightenment, it's going to give you a message. So really do that, and don't be afraid of what comes up. And then it's also, interesting enough, all these cards are major arcana, so they're kind of big themes, and perhaps being your birthday month, you're setting a new beginning for the year ahead, so that makes sense that you probably have big themes coming up, and also with the retrogrades. So cosmically there's a push there for you to look at the big themes in your life. And so the Justice card for me could be something that is legal, that could be bothering you, but for me I see the Sword, and it's about truth. So really speaking your truth, and creating balance with that, because the Justice card is also about balance, about things coming back into, for example, there's a legal case, and then finding out that actually things are going your way, because it's almost like a recalibration. So for me, when I see this, it's saying speak your truth and things will come into balance. Be your truth, be authentic. And then you've got the Temperance card, which is about patience, and it's almost like having one foot in your emotions but one foot grounded as well, which is you know, really powerful, I think. Or you know, for me, it's like the path will show itself if you're feeling a bit confused and not quite sure. It's almost like stay tuned into yourself and what your intuition is telling you, and stay grounded. Take practical steps towards what it is that you want, because that it's the practical steps that are, you know, really important. Like, it's important to manifest on an emotional level, but also to start to take steps towards what it is that you want. And it's also saying that you're being guided and protected. So, you know, there's almost like a message from spirit, from your guardian angel, you know, whatever you consider to support yourself, that's there for you. So I hope that resonates for you, Cancerians. So I'm wishing you, if you're still celebrating your birthday, a wonderful continuation of that. Okay, so now we'll move on to Leo. So I'll just shuffle the cards again. So what's the message for our Leo friends? Oops, okay. These cards seem to be very active, so let me just grab these. So we've got 3 cards that flew out, and you're approaching your birthday month as well, so I'll be producing a video just for you about the year ahead, so watch out for that. So then at the bottom of the deck you've got the Knight of Swords, and so this is about fast action, moving forward excuse me, moving forward either on a project or on something that is it's almost, because I see the swords, and again it represents ideas, and something that is related to yourself. So, you know, perhaps it's, you know, a new idea that you have about how you're going to lead your life. It could be about a new job, you know, those type of things. So there's some creativity, I feel, moving forward here for you. So really allow yourself to get into that creative space. And yeah, there's something about just speaking your truth as well. So let's see what the other cards say. So then we've got the Four of Pentacles, and this is kind of holding your emotions in. Even though the Pentacles represent the physical and our finances, or, you know, things that we manifest in the physical, it's also, for me, I just look at this boy, and he just looks like he's holding on. And so there's just a message about there, if you are feeling like you're holding on, maybe you're feeling a bit fearful or anxious about the future, what's coming ahead, you know, how will you move forward with, you know, a new idea, a new plan that you have. Just let go of that, you know, align yourself, breathe, go out into nature, do all those things that allow you to let go of trying to control things or worrying. It's just about grounding yourself again, really coming back into the now, the present moment, because that's really all we have. And then we've got the Hierophant coming up, which is your connection with spirit, and because the Hierophant is quite a religious character, and so it's almost saying, you know, connect back with your spiritual self, and whatever spiritual beliefs you might have. It might be, you know, a connection with your guides, it might be a connection with your own spirit, it might be, you know, whatever it is, God, if that's something that you believe in as well. Just know that you're being looked after, and that you can trust in that unfolding of what is happening for you, because it seems like there's some reassurance needed for you here, and to give yourself that reassurance actually, because as much as, you know, there's always things happening outside of us, and really the only thing we can do is to give ourselves what we need, rather than trying to search it outside of ourselves, because once we do that, then we're so powerful, really, and we are powerful, we just haven't been taught that. So just remember that. And again, the Magician, because you've got two major arcanas coming out. It's about, you know, affirming, I mean, really what it's saying is telling you that you are powerful and that you can manifest whatever it is that you want in your life. And as you're coming into your birthday period, it's a great time, because it's like it's a solar return. The sun comes back into the same place as when you were born, even though the new year ahead will be different and have different goals. You know, it's affirming that you can create what you want, and you know, what is it that you really want to create for the year ahead, and start to give yourself that space and time to reflect on that. You know, because often we create unconsciously, and it's not always what we really want. So really do, you know, go into your heart space and feel into what it is that will give you joy, pleasure, satisfaction, fulfillment over the coming year. Okay, thank you, Leo. Let's see what's next for our Virgo friends, and that's me too, my birthday month. So, okay, what's the message for Virgo? Message for Virgo, please. Okay. Oops, there we go. Just pull these cards out. Just moving across. Alright, Virgos. This is your message for when you come across this video. So at the bottom of the deck you've got the Temperance card, and this came up for, I can't remember which sign now. I'm just in the channeling mode. But so basically this is about being patient, and for me I feel a lot of self-care. As a Virgo, I know, well, you know, they always talk about perfectionism and being, you know, hardworking and all that type of stuff, and I definitely can relate to that. But you know, I feel that that's something that, you know, a lot of people have. And the message for you is about being patient with yourself, and really I keep being drawn back to the water, like soothing yourself, and there's a lot of self-care really being emphasized when I see this card this time. And also I see also the connection with a higher realm, and that, you know, you are connected with that as well. And you know, perhaps you have a tendency to worry, because that's another aspect that gets talked a lot about Virgo. So that self-care and, you know, connection with something greater than yourself will help you to really let go of having to worry and fret about everything that's happening. Just know that you're being guided. Things are unfolding as they're meant to. And then we've got the Justice card, and so it's about having balance in your life. And yeah, so really just ask yourself, how can I create more balance in my life, especially when you're feeling perhaps a bit overwhelmed, or you know, there's so much to do and all that type of stuff. So just ask yourself, you know, what is it that I can do to balance? And again, there's that spot around the third eye, and for me it's almost like that same connection with something more than yourself. You know, part of the universe. You know, even though you are part of the universe, you have that connection to all of those different realms. So you can always ask for support and help as well. And then there's a Tower, and the Tower is, you know, even though it looks a bit scary with people falling out of burning buildings, it's really the shaking of foundations. I just noticed as well that these are all major arcana cards, so again, major themes. And perhaps it's just because we are in, you know, firstly the year 2021 is such a big growth year, the 5 in numerology represents personal freedom as well. And so there's a lot of things happening as people, you know, come face to face with perhaps things that haven't been dealt with. So just, you know, if something comes up that does rock your foundations, just know that it's there, it's happening because it's meant to. And even though it might feel a bit scary or uncomfortable, just know that it's for your highest good. I just experienced something yesterday which, not that it shook me to my foundations, but it certainly brought up old stuff, and I just hadn't even realized, or, you know, I was asking myself, why did I put up with it for so long? And sometimes we just keep going, keep doing the same thing because that's just what we've always done, until something happens and then we realize, wow, I really didn't need that in my life, and I should have let that go a long time ago. So I'm super grateful for the experience, actually, even though it was slightly challenging. So just remember that, my dear Virgo friends. And then we've got the Death card, which is all about transformation. So it's really a transformative time, a really good time to look into, you know, when things come up for you, like difficulties, challenging emotions, that type of thing. Think of it as an opportunity to create some shifts in your life, to do things differently, because there's a really strong message at the moment, just in general, about doing things differently. We're in such a, you know, potent time. Instead of continuing to do the same thing over and over, what can you do differently? And, you know, what doors do you need to close? What friendships, what relationships, what processes, anything is not working for you? It's time to let that go, so that you can let the sun rise and, you know, bring a new beginning into your life and bring lightness again. So yeah, that's your message, Virgos. I hope that resonates, and yeah, I'll move on to the next one. So now it's Librans. I have to try and remember all the different signs. I'll just quickly clear the cards. Alright. Right, so Librans, what's the message for you this month? Or not this month, sorry, when you fall upon this reading. That one. Any more for Librans? I think that's probably enough. So you got the Tower card. So if you're watching this all the way through, just see what resonates with you and what doesn't. You know, I always believe that in things working out as they're meant to. So, you know, if you happen to watch it and you think, oh, well, that relates to me as well, then take that message and go with that. So at the bottom of the deck, Librans, you've got the Tower. And this came up for Virgos as well. So it's really about, you know, allowing, because Librans, you know, in general, you know, tend to find it difficult to make decisions. It's a sign that wants to keep balance, whichever way that might be. And, you know, so sometimes it's hard to rock the boat, or, you know, and being an air sign, you're in your head a lot and trying to kind of come to a decision. And so it's back and forth all the time. And sometimes you just need to do it rather than thinking about trying to make the best decision. You know, at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong. There isn't a, you know, it's just what we've been conditioned to believe. So it's almost like time to let go of those old thought patterns that actually don't serve us. Yeah, that, you know, even if you make a decision and it turns out not to be what you want, you can always reverse it. There's never anything that is so bad that you know, it will devastate your life. I think sometimes, especially if, you know, if you think a lot or you're in your head a lot, you can create scenarios which don't actually serve you. So there's a message also about going out into nature, doing activities that allow you to get out of your headspace and come back into, you know, the present moment and really grounding yourself. So find something that you can do, whether that's, you know, meditating, breathing, yoga, you know, something that allows you to come back into your body. So yeah, don't be afraid if you know, it feels like things are unstable, you know, old issues are coming up that, you know, make you feel uncomfortable. They're coming up for a reason. And then you got the King of Pentacles, and you know, this is someone who's very successful in their life. They've got the finances, because the Pentacles represent finances. And so yeah, there's something about building your future as well. So really in the physical, starting to, you know, what is it that you want to build, and start to move towards that. Because also you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is, you know, abundance as well. Like, so there's a lot of, it's almost like there's a lot of abundance around you, or you are abundant, but you don't quite realize it. And it's to, you know, appreciate those things, to enjoy that fruitfulness, because I feel like there's a part of you that is worried about perhaps finances, or how it's not even about finances, about stability, and you know, how will things be in the future, and that type of thing. But actually what this is, the cards are saying, is that you don't need to worry, that things will resolve themselves or will unfold in the perfect way. But really, you know, get out of that space of worry or being too much in your head, and come back into the present moment, so that you can start to enjoy what is actually around you. And you know, when you're in that space of really enjoying and being in your heart space, that's when you're aligned, and that's when you're a super manifestor and can create what you want anyway. So I hope that makes sense, Librans, and if you have any questions about that, do let me know. Right, so just clear the deck. Okay, so now Scorpios, what's your message? My deep Scorpio feeling friends. Message for Scorpio, please. Okay. You got two cards that came out. So at the bottom of the deck, you've got the High Priestess, which, yeah, I love the High Priestess when she comes out. And it's just really affirming, because you're a water sign, and you know, you feel things very strongly at a very deep level, and so it's almost like, feel those emotions, go into that deep space, and also tune into what that is maybe trying to tell you, and really trust your intuition. I think you already do, because you're used to using that skill. But there's a message when you come across this, to really trust. If you're coming to a point in your life where you're having to make a decision, or you're not quite sure what to do, you know, don't overthink it. Don't go into that headspace of worry and anxiety, but really, you know, go into a receptive mode. Feel into what it is that you want, and then ask for guidance, whether that's, you know, asking your higher self, asking your spirit, or asking, you know, higher beings, whether that's angels or, you know, whatever you believe in. Just ask for support and guidance if that's what you need. And then we've got the Six of Cups, and this is about, because I feel like because you feel things so strongly, sometimes you might stay in that space of, you know, those deep emotions. And there's something about coming into some lightness, and going into joy and that innocence. And because, you know, it can feel quite heavy when you're going into all that deep stuff. And you know, it's important work, especially now, the time that we're living in. But it's almost the message for everyone else or the other signs that so far has been, yes, it's, you know, do the work, or not all the other signs, but you know, do the work, reflect. But for you, it's almost like, how do you create more joy in your life? How can you create more lightness, actually, and so that you become like these children who are just quite innocent, enjoying each moment, each day. You know, you can imagine even going to that childlike space where everything is magical and amazing and doesn't have to be deep and heavy, that you know, to appreciate the good things and the positive things that are happening in your life. And then we've got the Fool card, and I love this card as well. And so you've got a really nice you know, message, really. It's about take a leap of faith, and you know, take that jump that you're maybe been thinking about but not really knowing if that's the right thing to do or not. Yeah, it's something about, you know, it's okay to step into that space of joy again. I know that sounds strange, because of course most people will be drawn to it, to wanting to feel that way, but there's almost like a fear of, oh, if I, you know, take that leap, if I start to believe that life could be like that, then what if it's wrong, and then I might be disappointed, or I might, you know, things might not work out. So yeah, really just be that because Zero and the Fool, it's like the very beginning again. It's a new cycle, and it's coming back to that freshness that you know, he's about to jump off or walk off a cliff, and he has no idea. And it's almost like, that's okay. You don't need to know every step of the way. It's okay to you know, enjoy what life has to offer and just allow things to unfold. It doesn't have to be heavy, and you've got the sun shining on you, so it's really like, life is good. What are the good things that are happening for you, despite, you know, what it might seem like, or you know, your own perspective on things. Okay, I hope that message resonates with you, Scorpios. So let's clear the card for Sag now. Okay, so what's the message for my Sagittarian friends? Message for my Sagittarian friends, please. I want it to come out. Oops. Oh, okay. A few cards flew out, but I don't think all of them are actually irrelevant. Ah, that's lovely. I'll just quickly pull up the others. Right, so then at the bottom of the deck you've got the Chariot card. Let me just quickly show you. Right, so the Chariot is all about forward movement, and yeah, it's almost like, well, a car or something. Things are moving forward. And so yeah, I'm being drawn to these two cats as well. I don't know if there's a decision you need to make, or you know, you're not quite sure. I guess it's that contrast between black and white that I feel drawn to. But anyway, it's saying, you know, forward movement, things are going to move forward. And I guess seeing this King of Cups, I'll come back to this in a minute. Seeing the King of Cups, it's about someone who is very intuitive, knows his emotions, and it's almost like the emotions might be everywhere. You might be feeling a lot of things, but it's actually positive. It's almost like finding that groundedness, like he is. He, despite all these things that are going on around him, he's very stable, very centered, very aligned with himself. And so there's a message there for you about you know, if you've got a decision that you need to make, or, you know, you're a bit worried about things moving forward, come back into your alignment again. And depending on your chart, I mean, Sagittarians in general, they're a fire sign, so you've got a lot of fire in you, a lot of forward movement. You like to be busy and active and all that, you know, all those type of things. But it's almost like taking a step back, because being active can feel really good. You know, you feel like you're achieving things, and but actually that's not always the case. I think there's this misconception that we've been told in society that in order to be achieving something, we need to be actually always you know, busy and all that, you know, like how great it is. Oh, I'm so busy, I've got so much to do. You know, it seems to be what people thrive on. But the reality is that there's almost like you're being called to look into your emotions, what you're feeling, what are the fears that you're experiencing at the moment about something that is in your life, whether it's a new business, a new career, something in your relationships. And so it's important to go into that, even though I know it might not feel comfortable, especially when, you know, you have a strong desire to act. This is calling you to slow down and really get centered in your emotions and see what it's trying to tell you, because doing that, that's what's going to give you the happiness. You see this guy, he's got the 9 cups, and the cups represent our emotions and, you know, fulfillment. So when you go into your emotions, that's what will give you the joy and the fulfillment that you're searching for. And so try not to buy into that old way of doing things, which says that in order to achieve something, I need to be busy all the time, because it's not true. So, and it's just something that either you've been conditioned to believe, or there's something innate in you that tells you that. But just take a step back, slow down, know that things are moving forward, as a Chariot is telling you. Things are moving forward, but you just need to take a step back, just to come back into your center, so that you can, you know, really tune into what is right for you. Okay, thanks Sagittarians. I hope you enjoyed that and that resonated. So now let's go on to Capricorn. Let's clear the cards. So I know a lot of Capricorns. I have a good relationship with Capricorn, maybe because we're earth signs. So what's the message? Oops, I'll turn this back. What's the message for my Capricorn friends? Check that out. Message for my Capricorn friends. Righty, so it's interesting. A lot of the signs have had a lot of major arcana come up, so I think that's quite interesting. Big themes coming up. So the bottom of the deck, you've got the 9 of Wands, and this is about feeling a bit tired, really, like it's been through the wars and you've kind of had enough. So if this is you, my dear Capricorn friend, it's okay. Yeah, it's almost like saying you need to just take a break, I think, and be easy on yourself, because you're so you know, you're hardworking, you're very driven, you want things to be a certain way, and you know that's not always, you know, possible. It's not always the path, and sometimes it's about letting go and surrendering to what is, so that you can allow the great things to come in. So this is the message here is, you know, take it easy, relax. And so then we've got the Moon card, And so the moon normally is about things being hidden, but also when I see this card, it may be that, you know, just have a look, is there anything that you're not seeing in a situation that you're going through, whether it's at work or you know, friend, relationship, is there anything that you're not seeing? And if it's not, then the message I'm getting is that your path is being lit up. And, you know, because you can be so ambitious and you want things to work out a certain way, sometimes you worry, you overwhelm yourself, you don't sleep and all that, you know, that type of thing. And so it's almost you know, your path is being lit up. You will know the way, and trust your intuition, because the water's coming up as a message as well. Like, trust your intuition and try not to get too much into that worry state, but really just know that things are working out for you. And then you've got the Six of Pentacles, and like, it's if things have felt imbalanced, then they're coming back into balance. If you feel like you've been giving a lot and you know, not necessarily seeing the rewards of that, then, you know, there's some rebalancing happening here. But also the need for you to rebalance that yourself as well. Like, where is it that you give your power away, and so you end up feeling like this, overwhelmed and, you know, just a bit war torn over it. And so, you know, because we all have the power to create this balance in our lives, we just often don't, because we don't either know how or we don't think we can. And so, you know, you don't need to be this person who's begging for things to happen or being in fear. You can, you know, and it's not necessarily that you want to be this person who is dominant, you know, in this state. It's, you want to be the balance in there, and have balance in your life. So how do you create that? Where is there an imbalance at the moment in, for example, a relationship that you have, whether that's with a colleague or partner? How can you rebalance it in a loving way? And then you've got the Lovers, and for me, like, generally the Lovers is, you know, can be about there's so many meanings in tarot, so, but for me, I take it as a coming into alignment with yourself. And I also see nature as well being quite dominant here. So, like, again, coming back into that alignment with who you really are, and not overworking yourself, not, you know, overdoing it and worrying, but coming back into yourself. And there's a, you know, message to spend time in nature, look after yourself, and yeah, enjoy what's around you, because again, you've got this angel, and it's, you know, another message that you're being looked after, so you don't need to worry. Just like here with the moon, the path is being lit, so you don't need to worry. So I hope that helps, Capricorns. Yeah. All right, so now we're on to Aquarians. Let's just clear this deck, sorry. Okay. So what's the message for my Aquarian friends? Okay. So they all kind of flew out, so let me just quickly grab those. Okay, so Aquarians, you've got 4 cards. Let me just move those across. Right. And so then at the bottom of the deck, you've got the 6 of Wands. And so this is about victory, and whatever that you're wanting to manifest, create, work on, you know, it will be successful. And so, you know, don't worry, just trust that everything is unfolding and keep doing what you're doing, which is great. And you've got the Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands is saying things are moving forward, and the Wands is the fastest moving element, you know, versus swords and water and earth. And so things are moving forward at a fast rate. You might not feel it, you might not think it, but things are moving forward. And it's often the case when we really let go that things start to shift, because we're not blocking it by our own energy of you know, things aren't going to work out, or you know, all our worries and fears. When we let go then and surrender, then things really do shift and move on. So that's really great. And then you've got the Four of Wands, and for me this has many different meanings, but it's, you know, it's celebration. It's about almost like celebrating the harvest that is there. So look at what you've done and how much you've achieved, and really appreciate all of those things. You know, what is it in your life that you can celebrate? Because there's a strong message to celebrate yourself and what you've achieved in life. So yeah, really give yourself that that attention, that love and joy that maybe you haven't been. Because it's easy to think of, okay, what's the next project that I need to do, what's next, and we just forget to give ourselves that confirmation, affirmation, and, you know, appreciation. So there's a message about that there. And then you've got the Seven of Cups, and this is just about well, Seven of Cups generally is about illusions, and, you know, not falling into these illusions of, you know, he's almost in a dream state. But I guess for me it's also what is it that you really want in your life as well. And we sometimes are deluded by our ideas based on conditions from society. You know, this is what we should have, this is the life we're meant to live, and all that type of stuff. But actually we're all different, and we all have a different path on this planet, and no one's path is the same. And so it's really accepting, acknowledging your uniqueness and your unique purpose on this planet. So what is it that you really want, and not to worry about what others are thinking about you. And then you've got the Hierophant, and this is in quotation marks, religious card, but it's about connecting with your spirituality. And, you know, if you don't think that you're a spiritual person, or don't quite know how, even being in nature is a great way of connecting with that aspect of yourself. It's just knowing that you are more than just, you know, what you see in the physical, you know, the four walls, the home, you know, all those type of things. It's like expand yourself, expand your mind, expand the possibilities. Don't keep yourself small. Yeah, there's a strong message about that. And yeah, find a way that allows you, you know, I mentioned going out into nature, but maybe, or just even looking at the sky, but maybe you have your own way of connecting. So really allow yourself to go into that. But the message overall is, you know, you're doing really well, you're on a victorious path. So, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Don't be afraid of things going wrong, or just keep tuning into what is in your heart space, and everything will unfold as it's meant to. Okay, so thank you, Aquarians. I hope that resonated with you. Clear these cards now for Pisces. Okay. So what's the message for my Piscean friends, which I have many, of which I have many. Oh, I love my Piscean friends. Okay, well, those kind of just slipped out, didn't they? Right. I love the messages that have been coming out. I hope they do resonate with you. So then we've got the Star card, and this is a wish being granted, a wish coming true. So you're a watery sign. You know your emotion, or you get into your emotions and you feel your emotions, which is great. And it's also about having one foot on the earth and not getting caught up in you know, the imaginary world. You know, it's important to be in that space because that's where we create, but it's also about having your foot firmly placed on the earth as well. And you know, what is it that you do want to create? What is it? It's all, yeah, like if you were to make a wish, what would that be? Yeah, you guys sorry, too many thoughts were coming through. It's Pisces, you know, I talk on a very general level. I can't speak for every Piscean, but generally, you know, a very spiritual sign, whether you are aware of it or not, and you want to bring love to the planet. So, you know, just tune into your heart space about what it is that you want to bring, or you want, what wish it is that you want, because you know, it's almost saying your wish will be granted. And the Knight of Cups is, you know, almost showing this being fulfilled, that there is forward movement and that you will be emotionally fulfilled with this wish. And so there's an offer being made to you. It's almost like the universe, or you know, spirit is saying, you know, we're going to give you this offer, and it's been, I guess I just see this cup being offered, and this forward movement for you on an emotional level. And you know, it's just affirming as well that you're the magician, that you can create what it is that you want. So you know, do make that wish, be clear about what it is that you want without fear of it not happening, or that maybe I'm asking for too much. Or if you come from your heart space, you can't be asking for too much. And so really, you know, you have all the tools that you need within you to create what it is that you want. You know, and when I see the snake, I just think of the intelligence as well. Like you have, you know, everything that you need, so you don't need to worry or doubt yourself. Really, it's not even worry. It's like you don't doubt yourself, because you know, Pisces in general can have that sort of low self-esteem, or not, you know, until you reach a stage where you really know yourself. At first it can feel a bit like that, but it's just really wanting to affirm to you that you have everything that you need. And then we've got the Temperance card, and so this is about bringing heaven to earth. I mean, just, you know, if you've been watching the other readings, each card that comes out has a different message, even though it is the same card. But so when I see Temperance in this sense, it is about you bringing heaven to earth, and that is possible, and that that gold is there waiting for you. It's just such a love. Well, I love all the greenery in the image, and you know, spending time, because being a water sign, I'm sure you love water and being out in nature and things like that. So allow yourself to connect with that aspect of yourself and to enjoy it and to fill your cup. It's almost like you can fill your own cup. You don't need anything outside of yourself to do that. So remember that, and remember your connection to spirit. I keep getting drawn to these two symbols, but like you have the intuition to guide you forward. So remember that and allow that to guide you, and keep connected to your heart space, and that will help you to manifest what it is that you really want. Your wish can come true and is coming true. So really believe in that and believe in yourself. So I hope that resonates, makes sense for you, my Piscean friends. Right, so let's clear the cards for Aquarians. Okay. sorry, not Aquarius, Aries, sorry. What's the message for my Aries friends? Yeah. Okay, so let me just lay these out. Justice has been coming out quite a lot in this reading. It's very interesting. Must be a lot of balance happening, which, you know, makes sense with, you know, all the different cosmic things happening for us. So Aries, you've got the Death card at the bottom of the deck. So this is a period of transformation that you're in. Oops, sorry about that. I'm just gonna. Yeah, this is a period of transformation that you're in, and so it might feel like things are ending in some way. You know, your relationships or friendships are changing. Work might be changing. You know, there's things that kind of feel, you know, they may have been going on for some time and they're now coming to an end. And it's just to know that that's okay, because this is part of your transformation, that this is yeah, just a necessary part of new beginnings. You close one door and a new one opens, and that we don't often talk about death in life, just because it seems an awkward subject, but it's not really. It's just it can't be, you know, we see it all the time. So I guess what I'm trying to say, or what the message is coming through, is that not to hold on to things, to allow that natural process to happen, and that even if things feel a bit dark or a bit uncertain or scary, that the light is shining, that it's coming through, and just to trust and allow the process to happen. There's just that same, like, allow things to unfold. You don't need to worry, just, yeah, really allow. And then the card we've got coming through is Justice, and like I mentioned, it's come through quite a lot, but it's just about being in your truth, and, you know, coming from that balanced perspective, or creating balance in your life by being truthful and being authentic, because it's almost, perhaps in the past you've not said what you've wanted to say, or you've not done what you've wanted to do because you don't want to upset people. But in order to really create happiness in your life, you need to be authentic, be who you really are. And, you know, initially people might not understand it, but eventually they will. And there's also, you know, being drawn to that square, that crown, and it's connecting with that intuitive aspect of yourself, or that higher aspect of yourself. You might not always think that you're a spiritual person, or that there's something there that, you know, to connect to that part other than just, you know, your mind, or, you know, the physical. And then you've got the Queen of Cups, which is a very like the King of Cups, someone who is emotional, motherly, nurturing and caring. So feeling those emotions, but yet still being grounded. And so that's the message there, about really feeling your emotions. Perhaps it's not something that you're necessarily comfortable with, because you're a fire sign, you like to be active and doing things. But you know, being in your emotions will help you to really guide you forward, and to be comfortable with yourself. It's almost it's almost like adding a different, or bringing back a part of yourself, because we're not always taught how to process our emotions or how to deal with them. And this message is quite strong about really connecting with that nurturing, that intuitive, that open, receptive person that you are, so that you can, firstly, you know, when you're in that space, you can receive intuition, receive guidance. But it's also about getting the message of just really nurturing yourself, being kind to yourself, because you know, it's almost, this is what's going to give you this new beginning. The Ace of Cups represent our emotions, but it's a new beginning in your emotions, and about creating fulfillment and, you know, more love in yourself, for yourself. So when you connect with yourself and allow yourself to feel those things, it will help you to connect with that other aspect of yourself, which will expand the amount of joy and love that you can experience. So I hope that resonates with you, Aries, my Aries friends. Thank you for watching. Okay, so let's clear the cards now for Taurus. Oops. Okay. So what's the message for my Taurian friends? It's another sign that I have quite a few friends in. Oh, that needs to come out. What's the message for my Taurian friends? Oh, here we are. If you're wondering why I've placed them in certain ways, it's just a story that comes to me. So the Magician card, my Taurian friends, this is a card that has come out quite a lot as well in this reading for the other signs. And so this is saying that you can create what you want, that you are a super manifester, and being a sign that loves, you know, the good things in life, you know, food and comfort and all those type of things. You know, you create that already in your life, and this is saying you can create even more. You know, you can create whatever it is that you want, and if you have any doubts about it, don't, because, you know, looking at this time around, I see it glowing, like he's really glowing with all this energy and power. It's like you really do have everything that you need inside of yourself to create whatever it is that you want, whether that's happiness, joy, fulfillment. You know, all of those things are within you, and you don't need to look outside of yourself for that. And I just see the roses as well coming up, and it's just I just feel like the universe, or, you know, spirit, is really giving you a lot of positive support and push forward to move towards what you want as well. It's like quite a lovely feeling when I look at this. So I think there's a strong emphasis on that. And then you've got the Devil, and it's not so scary. A lot of people go, oh no, I've got the Devil. But no, it's really just being like addictions, and these can be physical addictions like food, alcohol, drugs, whatever, but also emotional addictions, or addictions to certain thoughts and beliefs, stories. And it's almost like it's time to let go. It's time to let go of those addictions that no longer serve you, that keep you stuck to, you know, something you don't want. It keeps you stuck to this place of hell, really. And when I say hell, that is like where you feel bad, you don't feel good in yourself, you feel fearful, anxious, worried all the time. And, you know, it just doesn't serve you. It doesn't help you. Let alone doesn't feel great. So really, you know, look into what is it that is causing you to feel this way. You know, what are you telling yourself? You know, you're saying that I'm not good enough, I'm not doing a good enough job, you know, I don't deserve this. You know, have a really good review of these different thoughts and beliefs that you have, because they're saying there's an attachment there that you need to just cut. You don't need these in your life. You don't need these cords, chains around you. They're not serving you, and they're stopping you from feeling what you really want. And then you've got the Two of Swords, and so perhaps, you know, you've got a decision to make, or you've got two paths, and you're kind of like, which way do I go? But I'm seeing the water, and it's like, you know, tune into your intuition, tune into what feels right. It's like two of everything here, and you know, it's two normally represents for me partnership, or but it's also about peace and support. That's what I feel. So you know, how do you support yourself during this process? And you know, if you are at a crossroads, then it's almost, you know, you've got the Knight of Cups coming up, and so this is an offer coming forward of, you know, something positive, some emotional offer coming forward. So it might be a new job offer, or it might be what other emotion yeah, have a think about what other emotional offer could be coming your way. But I mean, you don't really need to. Something is going to move forward for you, and it's going to give you a really, you know, positive emotion, or some type of fulfillment. So yeah, that's really great. So just remember that you are the magician in your life, and that you can create what you want. But just, you know, the big theme is let go of those attachments that don't serve you, those old thoughts, beliefs. They're really not helpful for you, and they'll stop you from being in this really powerful position. Alright, I hope that resonates, my dear Taurian friends. So then, last but not least, we go to our Gemini friends. Just clearing the cards. Right. Okay, so what's the message for Gemini? Alright, I want to come out. Anything else for Gemini? Okay, that's interesting. So at the bottom of the deck, you've got Knight of Pentacles. And so the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card or slowest moving knight in the deck. So this is about moving forward step by step. So if you've got something that is happening in your life, and you know, you're wanting to move forward, just take it step by step. Just know that things are coming to fruition. And just, you know, being an air sign, and also, you know, you want things to happen quickly, and you know, you get bored easily, and you're kind of like, I want things now. Well, that's my experience, and I have a Gemini, my rising sign, so I do appreciate that. But the message is to take it step by step, and not to put pressure on yourself, really, and not to overwhelm yourself with everything that needs to be done. It's almost, the message is there's nothing to be done. You know, you just allow things to unfold bit by bit, and they will, and they'll come out the way that they're meant to. And then you've got the Star card, which is about, you know, a wish being granted. So what is it that you wish for yourself? And it really is about yourself, because we can't influence what happens with other people. And you know, you're such a generous person that, you know, you want everyone to be happy, as you know, to be joyful, to be yeah, as much as, you know, you bring that into your own life. So, but this is about what wish do you have for your own self, and for you to think about yourself, because it can be easy to go into, you know, what others need, want, that type of thing. But really, yeah, the message is about what it is that you want for your own emotional fulfillment, to bring to the planet, to bring to Earth, to manifest on the planet. And then you've got the Page of Pentacles, and that's why I said it was interesting, because you've got two Pentacles, with the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and then the Page of Pentacles, and they're basically, you know, about manifesting, creating what it is that you want, but it's doing it bit by bit. So with the Page of Pentacles, almost like start with where you are now, start with the idea, or that first step of manifesting, and you know, don't push yourself to have it all happen at the one time, because I think that's something that you know, because you move so quickly and your mind moves so quickly, you might want things to be like right here, right now. And yeah, I keep going back to that. I keep hearing that same or feeling that same message, you know, just slow down, take it easy, everything's unfolding. Take time to smell the flowers, the roses, that type of thing. So yeah, and that, you know, that it's just the reassurance that things are coming into fruition. You know, you've got the pentacles there, and the pentacles represent our manifestation. So it's just saying that it is being created. You don't need to worry. Just take it step by step and just allow things to unfold. And just think about what it is that you want to bring in, so that you know, you're clear about the steps that will be coming to you. You know, each step will be unfolding, and you'll be told what each step will need to be. So I hope that makes sense, Gemini. And so that's the end of this reading. I hope it, you know, you found something in there that resonated with you. And if you like the video, please let me know, because I'd like to know if this is something to keep doing, if it's helpful, enjoyable. Yeah, so any feedback, comment will be great. Please share it if you think it'll be helpful to others, because I really, yeah, I think it's a really potent time to be bringing in positive changes now into your own life, and also just for the whole planet in general. So thanks so much everyone for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.